Meeting of the Planning Commission order for June 26th. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Amen. Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll for us.
Stan Schmidt.
Stan.
Stan Schmidt.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Scott Steger.
Here.
Kenny Malago.
Here.
Mary Milkman.
Here.
Bo Bofamy.
I'm here.
Tom Storted.
I'm here. Thank you very much.
I was complaining about being stuck inside the flag during the play.
Move on to consideration of the minutes from our 2 months ago, right?
I move to approve.
Make,
Second.
voted a motion. Marie seconded it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, moving on to the first item of business tonight, which is case number DCAM-25-0001. It's a land development code amendment. Penny.
Yes, good evening.
Make a-
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
that's right.
make
Make
a
a
motion
motion
to approve
to
case number DCAM-25-0001 LDC text amendment, chapter 16, home-based businesses.
Second.
A motion and a second. Now, Penny.
Not because
Thank you.
planning. I wasn't sure if you were changing the way you were doing things or what.
We're waiting for you to make a motion.
Would have been slapped by legal counsel to change that up.
So this is really just a cleanup amendment. Florida statutes that regulates home-based business was revised and basically kind of limits what local governments can do as far as regulation of home-based businesses. And so this is just an amendment to our code to bring our code into compliance with Florida statutes. The exhibit and the staff report kind of go over what we're still able to regulate as far as like we can still collect business tax and we can still restrict the number of employees who work in a business that don't live there. We can regulate the storage of heavy equipment and traffic, making sure it's not more than your regular, residential traffic and the character of the residential area and things like that, any kind of hazardous or noxious things. But other than that, the other restrictions that we used to have as far as like specific type of uses and stuff like that, we cannot regulate that anymore. So this is really just a cleanup amendment to bring us into compliance. Any questions?
Another one, the state telling us what we can't do.
That's right.
We're used to it.
There with Maria.
Nope, the only hazardous material in my home-based business is me, so I'm good.
Daniel.
No question.
Bo.
I have so many questions after reading through this, but understanding that this is precipitated down
Yes.
and it's not our language.
We don't have
I
a choice.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see so many problems
Yeah.
in this, and I just, that's my only comment.
Yeah. Our unfortunately our hands are tied.
Yep, very typical. Scott.
Other than the fact that the first word on the first page is beauty and not B-E-A-T-Y, that just grabbed my eye as I went past it. But no, I have
I caught that after it was published.
similar.
It'll be
I hate
corrected.
state preemption,
Yeah.
and I feel local government is the best government, but no issues.
I thought it was beady. You said
So I'm like, I'm not sure what that kind of business
It
is,
looked
but
like beady to me.
we should probably ban that.
You're good then? Scott?
You're abstaining. Yes, I'm
No
good.
que-
Thank you.
Dan?
No question.
All righty, I have no questions. I agree. It's the state bringing stuff down on us, and we have no choice. So, any other comment up here? Public comment. Robert, come on up.
Oh,
You only got 3 minutes, Robert. Yeah.
say all the things we were thinking.
It's on.
At least the first three letters.
Robert Reinhaken, 1425 Dexter Drive, Port Orange. My comment has to do with, it talks about HOAs. It says it doesn't impact HOA regulations or requirements. And so I guess my question is, can the local neighborhood, even if there's no common area, can they create an HOA and then drive somebody out of their neighborhood? Thank you.
For having the business?
Yeah. I mean, because if HOAs can make regulations and say no businesses, somebody starts a business and then where somebody starts a business and the neighbors don't like it, can they create an HOA and get rid of that business?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Benny, you want to talk about that, or is it not really?
I was gonna say, I think they have to abide by the state regulations as well.
That would be,
Oh, that would be
that'd
your
be a
area
Sharon
of
question on
expertise.
that.
Tim Burton Community Development, that would be more of a question, be private there between an HOA and a property owner.
Yeah.
We would just enforce our rules. HOA rules, we don't enforce, nor do we tell them what rules to make there. So that would be more of a private discussion to have between the HOA and the property owner.
Right.
There you go. Very cool. Anything else, Robert? You good? Anybody else here on the podium, Dave? No? If not, I assume you're ready to vote. If you'll call the roll on the motion that was seconded, appreciate that.
Stan Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Stager,
Yes.
Daniel Malaga,
Yes.
Mary Mills Benet,
Yes.
Bill Bufamy.
Yes.
Thomas Jordan.
Yes. Thank you very much. That passes. Moving on to the next item here is case number DCAM-25-0002, which is another land development code amendment. We can make a motion.
Make a motion to approve case number DCAM-25-0002, LDC Amendment, Chapter 20.
Second.
Tim Burban, Community Development, as we've had a number of items before you in terms of the code amendments to the economic incentive portion of our code here, this is another one here. This just opens up the ability for developers in targeted businesses, specifically the Riverwalk area and Eastport, to ask for some assistance in terms of developing their sites. Before, the code just spoke regarding possible with wetland mitigation. However, there are a number of other state and county permits that come through here that we have mitigation associated with, such as tree mitigation, gopher tortoise relocation. So what this code amendment does, it allows those as options for a developer to come before the city and request through an economic incentive agreement. This language does not change the economic incentive agreement process. It still has to go before council and they ultimately vote on this. All this does is give another option in the code for them to request and move forward then. So staff is recommending approval, and this is generally consistent with what we've done in the past in trying to provide as many options as we can for development, specifically within Eastport and Riverwalk areas then of our CRAs.
Cool. Start with Stan. You got any questions? Tim?
So basically, just these ones highlighted in yellow is the only thing you really changed.
The only thing we changed on that then, before the code originally had wetland mitigation in there previously, and basically since it was very specific, we were just trying to broaden it up there to allow for different types of mitigation that could come available or could come up when we're trying to develop those sites in the redevelopment areas mainly.
Good.
I'm not gonna start any more trouble.
Okay. Scott?
I'm also not going to start any more trouble. No, I'm good.
Bo?
I don't know if this is a valid question or not, but CRAs that are created, just from, general knowledge, who makes those decisions about CRA? Isn't it typically for a redevelopment area? And redevelopment to me means something that needs improvement or is subject to improvement.
Yeah, the CRAs for redevelopment, and our CRA plan basically states that the CRA can give incentives based on what our land development code says. So in order to be compliant with our CRA plan, we're amending our code to allow those options so they could be possibly in the CRA. Again, this could also be for properties outside the CRA that might be a targeted business too. So this is citywide then. It's just more geared, we just want to try to focus it more to our CRAs, but if there's a targeted business that comes out on the west side of Port Orange, this would also allow them the opportunity again to make that request. Still has to be vetted and ultimately approved. This just pretty much adds the option to the code.
What would be a criteria for that? I mean, if
It's
you-
typically basically the jobs that are being produced, the type of industry that's coming in here, the economic impact it has. Their code has a lot of things that we have to evaluate then and bring forward to council for that ultimate
And
decision.
the city manager has final word on
The city council would basically
So,
vote on the
the council-
economic incentive agreement then.
So
is
his
what-
recommendation goes to the council.
Yeah, there would be a recommendation that goes to the council, a separate agenda item
Uh-huh.
that would go before them.
Thank you.
We've done a number of them in the past there on that side, but there is typically the criteria, support information provided, and a document that's prepared by an attorney's office that's signed by the developer and the city then on that then.
Okay.
And this code does not change anything in terms of that process or the way it moves forward.
Thank you.
Daniel?
Yeah, is there anything in specific that spurred this recent change, or was it just,
We've had some basic inquiries regarding tree mitigation payments in some of the areas into, and also too, a number of sites that we've been getting some gopher tortoises that we did not initially inspect there on sites that basically are in the process of redeveloping. So we wanted to add this as an option if those come forward there, because there are some sites that we want to develop in infill developments within the east side of Port Orange, and this may be a tool that we use.
so this is for us to help
Correct.
develop those?
And then, you know,
And
this is not one specific site, we just apply it citywide,
Right.
because you don't know what's gonna happen in the future, on there then, so that's why we wanted to open it up there.
Right.
And then, have it as an option, and then again, if someone brings it forward, we'd evaluate it before taking it ultimately forward to EIA.
So this is something that we discovered with the city and we're trying to facilitate?
Correct.
Okay, well, thank you.
Cool. Maria?
I'm good.
Very cool. I've got no questions. Yeah, this is just extending the, what? I didn't find any misspelling like Scott did, so.
Yeah, there's one.
Is there a typo?
Yeah, entertainment.
Gosh.
I missed that one.
Chad,
Nice
Nice
bring
catch,
up-
Bo.
Yeah.
Alright,
Nice catch, Bo.
I thought it was a metaphor. I didn't really know what that meant. So,
Yeah, this is just expanding the options of what a developer can ask for. Still has to go before the council and get their approval.
Right.
If it benefits the
Con-
city. Stan?
Just for clarification as far as what's going on, we currently have 2 CRAs, right?
correct.
So it's the whatever it is.
Eastport and
Eastport, and then the town center.
Town center, but this applies for pretty much
And
citywide.
those
the
are
whole city.
set up for a limited time, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember off the top of your head?
36.
36? Okay. And that, because doesn't that have to go to the county to get one of those things set up, or is that all city council?
It's already been through city council and the county to set up.
Yeah, but I
there.
mean, at some point in time, if someone's gonna start a new one.
I don't think their county's entertaining them
Yeah,
now.
sound like they weren't.
I'm really not excited about the ones they have.
one more question.
Bo?
Where'd you get that shirt?
It's,
That's a
Okay.
good question, because I had that question as well.
Really? Yeah, there you go.
Under Armour outlet.
Now it's on the record.
Like it.
Critical issues being discussed here.
Yeah.
All righty. Any other questions or anything,
could
or
have looked at the
comments?
logo.
Anybody?
see it.
Yeah, no.
Not real
I'll get
well.
there.
Good.
Kind of.
If not, we'll bring it to the public. Public comments. Robert? No, thank you. No, not on this one? All righty. We'll bring it back to the commission here. Anybody else? Anything else? Nothing? Clerk, if you'll read, do a roll call for us on the vote.
Stan Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Staker,
Yes.
Daniel Malagal,
Yes.
Mary Beth Bennett,
yes.
Bo Pelfrey,
Yes.
and Thomas Short.
Yes, thank you very much. Moving on to other business, commissioner comments. Maria?
Nope. Good job on behalf of the staff as usual. Other than that, I'm good.
Daniel?
I second what she said.
All right, Bo?
I think I said enough now.
Scott, you got anything?
It's hot outside, that's all I got.
It is hot outside. It's hot everywhere, though. Stan?
Nope.
Nothing for the... How about staff comments? Anything? Oh, Tim's getting up.
Uh-oh.
He's actually getting up?
Gonna share some more
Yes.
wardrobe.
So, just wanted to make everyone aware that the month of July, our planning commission will be on July 31st. That's the 5th Thursday, not the 4th Thursday. Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that then. So you'll be getting your packets on July 25th, and the meeting will be on July 31st then, that Thursday. We've got a couple private development applications in here, so just want to make sure everyone's aware of that date. If there is conflicts, if you could please let us know, since we want to make sure that we just have a quorum that night, since we will have some private development applications coming before you then.
Does
I
that
gotta-
have something to do
I
with
will
moon
actually-
phase or what?
It was city staff conflict issues,
Yeah?
and luckily we had a
Oh, I see.
5th Thursday then, so there in the past, I think we've moved it up to the 3rd Thursday, but this gave us more time to make sure we could prepare the agenda items there and not miss future city council meetings then, so just
Man,
want to make everyone aware of that date then.
I planned a party for that night because it wasn't planning commission night.
I'm going to
Yeah,
Tom's
I was
party.
invited to his party. We were all-
We'll just have the party start about
Why don't we just
7:30.
all go and we'll have the meeting there?
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Anything else?
That's all we got.
Any questions for Tim while he's up there? No? Don't want to talk about
Good.
signs or anything like that?
They got the shirt thing, we're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, bring it back in. Any public comments? Robert, anything in general? Anybody else?
Nope.
No, seeing no public comments, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So move and pass. All right. Thank you.